Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. Today's video we're going to talk getting started with Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and today we're going to take a look at the Sylvaneth and in particular the Dreadwood subfaction. In this video we're going to go through everything that makes a Dreadwood subfaction special, what its special rules are. We'll then take a look at some units we can use to start off our Dreadwood army before further expanding into looking at other units we can use to expand upon those first couple of initial purchases. Finally, at the end of the video, we'll show you a little sample 1000 point army list for you to use as some inspiration for creating your own Sylvaneth Dreadwood army. And so, what do we get from a Dreadwood subfaction? It's a subfaction in the typical way. You do get a cool special rule, like most of the 3.0 battle tomes. Now we do also get access to Battle Iron Spite Revenants, which is really cool. They're nice, cheap troops. And the Dreadwood abilities really do work around them. Now once per battle you can use the Walk the Hidden Path ability twice in the same turn. But if you do so, at least one of the units you use that ability with must be a Spite Revenant unit. In addition, once per battle, you can also use the Strike and Fade ability twice in the same turn. But if you do so, once again, one of those units must be a Spite Revenant unit. So I think you can see where this video is going to go. This is going to be a Spite Revenant heavy Sylvaneth army, as that is pretty much what the Dreadwood is pushing you towards. So with that said, let's go take a look at where to begin. And so, to get us started for our Sylvaneth army, we've got the Draka Hammerdreth, one of the named character options for the Sylvaneth. Now, she is particularly good with Spite Revenants. First of all, she's got a 3-up save and 10 wounds, so pretty survivable, and she's got a load of attacks. She has 10 attacks from her shooting weapon, the Colony of Flutter Furies, which is 3s and 3s, Ren 1, damage 1. And then she's also got a Swarm of Squirmlings in combat, which is another 10 attacks at 3s and 3s, Ren 1, damage 1, along with her Slashing Talons at 4 attacks, 3s and 3s, Ren 2, damage 2. A Warmaster unit, she is your general, or counts as being your general, in addition to any other models. And then you've also got the ability to be a one-cast and unbind wizard. Her Deadly Infestation means both of those 10 attacks, both the Colony of Flutter Furies and the Swarm of Squirmlings. If she ever rolls a 6 to hit, she does a mortal wound and the attack sequence ends. Her Mercurial aspect allows her to either be enraged or embittered, and this increases one of those two pre-mentioned attacks to having 20 instead of 10 attacks. On top of this, she has the Song of Spite, which is specifically for the Spite Revenants. She adds 1 to wound rolls for melee weapons by friendly Spite Revenants units wholly within 18 inch of her. On top of this, her War Scroll spell, Primal Terror, is a spell cast on a 6 and a range of 12. If successfully cast, you roll 2d6. Each enemy unit within range that has a bravery characteristic lower than the roll takes d3 mortal wounds. Now, of course, alongside her, we are going to be talking Spite Revenants. Pretty simple, really. You get a 2 wound model here with a 5-up save, which is really nice. 3 attacks per model, 3s and 3s, no rend damage 1. However, each 6 to hit in close combat does a mortal wound and the attack sequence ends. So they're all about, glass cannon, putting out a load of mortal wounds, hopefully. And yeah, that's pretty much what we have to go with. Now, looking at other units we can bring in, I really like the Arch Revenant. Now, the big thing he does for me with Spite Revenants is on a large unit, his command ability allows you to add +1 to attacks to a unit. This, of course, is just going to increase the amount of potential we have for mortal wounds in a Spite Revenant unit, and that's a big reason I like him. The next 2 options I have here are Wizards, and Wizards are generally good because there are a couple of spells available to the Sylvaneth lore that really do help this army both stand the fight and do a little bit of extra damage. Now, the Lady of Vines is up first. The fact that she counts as a forest is really cool, but on top of that, she's a 2-cast and unbind wizard, a Warmaster as well, so she counts as your general even if your general's on the battlefield. And she can also give a 5-up ward save 12-inch bubble thanks to her War Scroll spell, which I think is really nice and just helps your Spite Revenant survive that little bit longer. The Branch Witch is the cheapest wizard option we have available to us with the Sylvaneth, and the big reason I like this, well, cheap wizard. That's pretty much the good thing to go with. It's also got a nice area effect spell that does a ton of mortal wounds, which is really fun, but yeah, this is the cheap option for a wizard if you want to go with it. Lastly, we have the Tree Lords. Now, they come in 3 different varieties in the regular Tree Lord you see pictured here, along with the Tree Lord Ancient and Spirit of Durthu. The Tree Lord Ancient is a wizard, and Spirit of Durthu is just a souped-up, powerful Tree Lord, especially made for combat. Tree Lord, I think, has a couple of interesting abilities, though. Now, all Tree Lords do have the Ground Shaker ability, which is a special monstrous rampage available to them, where they can, on a 3-up, pick one enemy unit within 3 inch, and that unit has the Strike's Last effect. The thing with me that I like about the Tree Lord is his Lash and Tangle, where if an attack made with a melee weapon by this unit scores a hit, models in the target unit cannot make piling moves. This is really great for making sure you can maximize your hits, but your opponent can't. Really good when you're considering you've got very weak units in your army defensively, like the Spite Revenants. And so here is our sample army list for the Dreadwood Sylvaneth. Now we've gone for the Season of War, the burgeoning. The reason I like this, you get a 6-up ward as long as you haven't charged or you're within range of your forest. I think this is just really good. Getting a 6-up ward on our army is really important. We are a little bit flimsy with Spite Revenants, so I think this is a good way of keeping us in the fight. Now, we've then gone for the Show of Dominance Grand Strategy. At the moment, you just need a single unit in the center of the board in all 4 corners to complete this. It may change over time, but at the moment, it's a great grand strategy. We then have the Bloodthirsty command trait for a re-rollable charge. I don't think +1 wound is really that great for us when we're trying to do mortal wounds on the hits instead. Now, we've got Draka Hammerdreth here, and she is going to be our general, in addition to our general, which will be our other character we'll talk about in just a sec. But we've gone for putting the spell Tree Song on her, which is a really interesting spell. This one here is going to allow us to pick one of our Awakened Wildwoods within range of the caster, and until your next hero phase, we improve the rend characteristic of melee weapons used by friendly Sylvaneth units or while they're within 9 inch of that Awakened Wildwood. Pretty cool. This just allows us to push out some extra damage out of those Spite Revenant units. Now we have our Arch Revenant in here as well. He is going to be our actual general with Master of Magic and Arcane Tome. This is going to allow him to cast one spell because he's not a wizard already, but also re-roll that casting or an Unbinding as well. We've then got Virtuous Harmony as his spell, which allows us to return a single model to a Sylvaneth unit, or if that unit is Spite Revenants, Tree Revenants, or Dryads, return D3. It's really cool for keeping our units alive. Now we've got 3 units of Spite Revenants, 2 of 10, 1 of 5, all in Expert Conquerors, meaning each model in this battalion here will count as 3 models on objectives instead of 1. 980 points out of 1,000. Both our reinforcements used 200 points of allies, not used any of them at all. 65 wounds is pretty good in all honesty, and then 5 drops as well. If you've got plans for a Spite Revenant heavy Dreadwood force, let us know down in the comments below what you're planning on. Love to hear from everyone. And so that's the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and drop us a comment down below letting us know what you enjoyed about the video. If you'd like to come help support the channel in another way, you can do so either by joining our Patreon or YouTube members, or grabbing some channel merch off our merch store on Teespring, which is on our YouTube store as well. You can also come chat with me and other members of our little community here and our Discord server, which is linked down in the video's description, along with the Patreon and YouTube members links. And as a special shout out to all those Patreons and YouTube members, we'd like to give them all a shout out. So thank you to our Patreons: Christian Weir, James Soren, Greenskins Gaming, AJC, Kenny Lowell, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ape, Q Dynamic, Agu, Anthony B, Anton Nilsson, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Derek, and Giapi 390. And a special thank you to our YouTube members: Greenroost Gaming, Kenton Young, Chris Wallace, Ronya, Locke Lorick, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Revenar, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Sean Scott, Pink Nico Fire, and Robin Mankiller as well. Lastly, a special thanks to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for the channel, and to everyone who comes on the channel and helps us create everything we do. Thank you all for watching once again, everyone. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now.